Hi, this is DH Dunn, and I'm here to announce the return of Call Center. We're going to get back into Call Center for the weekend, and this will be the weekend series for the next couple weekends anyway, while I work out if I want to replace, with the burglar falling, if I want to replace that with something else. I'm sure we will at some point, but I'd like to do a little Call Center, be fun. I don't like where this mic is. There. You may have hated that sound, and I'm sorry. So, Call Center's on day 14, and for those who might be new to this series, Call Center is a series that has no challenges. It is a simple interloper series in which our goal in life is to build a call center, or a series of call centers, actually. The main office is in Pleasant Valley, and then we are building some satellite offices, and we needed the woodworking tools from Ash Canyon to further my vision. So I do notice that some of the things I changed last time are not changed now. That's interesting. How many torches do we have? We have 5 torches. We have plenty of matches, which is good. How's our clothing? Good. The cougar is live, so we got to remember that. It sounds windy outside. It is. We have lots of fish here, but I think I just want to get out of here if I can. Do we have a bow? We probably don't. We're not about bows and stuff. I think we probably do need to do that at some point. Maybe when we do our expansion into one of those areas, but right now we just have the rocks. These torches are all terrible. Goal today is very basic. Just get the Mountaineers. These were 45 to an hour. Previously, I think they're probably going to be more like 30 minutes, as that's kind of the weekend vibe that I like. It makes it easier for me. I generally try to record these late in the week, which gives me the weekend off, where I don't have to record at all. And I could focus on other stuff. I mean, I never have to record. There's a choice. The number 1 goal is to not die. The number 2 goal, make a cool call center. And it's been a long time since we've seen the call center in PV, but it's pretty great. I'm pretty happy with it. The only reason I have this torch is to deal with wolves. I do think it's going to blow out. They kind of suck anyway. I may want to stop at the fishing hut. Spent a lot of time in Ash Canyon and Timberwolf Mountain lately. It's weird how that works out. I'm in the middle of the Mountaineer series right now, which is all Timberwolf Mountain with a little bit of Ash Canyon and PV thrown in. Looks like we do have frostbite on this save. That's no big deal. I never feel bad about getting frostbite. It's very easy to get early in your run. It's only a little health off. It's kind of like an anti-well-fed. All right, I'm probably gonna stop picking up cattails. Try to get us out of here. Scope out the situation. Doesn't look too bad. Maybe put a bit too much on that throw there, Will. It's always fun to play with Will. I do play with Astrid more than Will, because Twitch for me is almost always Astrid. And then I try to give Astrid about half the time on the I Lope series. And Astrid was just the burglar, the very, very long-running burglar who tied the PB for the I Lope continuations. The burglar Astrid made it to 43 days, just like the chef Astrid. There goes the torch. I thought that would happen. We're not too cold, so I might just try to roll with it. We do have the one flare. It's not great. My big concern right now, getting back to Mountaineers, is the bear. They have changed the bear's route. And it is a lot trickier now. He tends to go down. We put the rope down. We could go up to the respite, but I don't really know what's that gonna get me. Hello, jerk. Maybe it'll get me away from the jerks. I kind of just want to get out of here, though. Sounds like we have crampons on. I wouldn't run that way if I were you two. But hey, you make your calls. Maybe they know what they're doing. Just thinking of a scenario where the deer could bring the wolf to you. If the deer was being chased by a wolf and it just randomly ran in your direction, it could bring the wolf to you and closer to you, and maybe the wolf decides you're more interesting. I don't know. I've never had that happen. Funny that I'm at this spot again. Oh, the moose. What the heck? Always when I don't have a bow. And you're walking towards me. Don't mind if I do. Kind of surprised I didn't grab any of that stuff. I might have goated. I do like to goat sometimes from here. Now, what time is it? Oh, wow. I didn't even look to see what time it is. Like, ooh, that's either a pretty sunrise or a pretty sunset. I hope it's a sunrise. Nope. All right, well. We'll make it work. Somehow. Yeah, sometimes I just goat down from there. That's pretty. Wow, look at that. That's awesome. This game's ability to be pretty is just consistently impressive.
It's getting dark out here.
Yeah.
Time to look for shelter.
Do you have a bedroll, Will? I'm curious. Yes, you do. Okay. It's just good to know what my options are. Okay, no bear, 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 no bear. Low cloud cover today. So I think this episode and maybe one more, and we'll call the road trip at an end, and we will be back at the call center. And one of the reasons I wanted the woodworking tools, is to make some proper desks for our call center workers and some proper dividers to kind of try to make some cubicles. So maybe we can, do bookcases or something. It's going to require an enormous amount of fir and cedar. But, hey, that's part of the fun. That's why this is a for fun series. So we probably do have forging that we're going to need to do pretty soon. I don't know if we have a hammer. This is not the moment that I want to check for it. I'm going to swing to the left here. I have found this bear all over the place now. He's very mobile. All right, I like what I'm seeing so far. All right, it's all good. I just don't want to meet him coming up this this ridge here. I appreciate everybody who watches on the weekend. Generally don't get the same number of viewers on weekend as weekday, which is totally fine, totally understand. Is this bear prints or? I think so. But those of you who tune in, I greatly appreciate it. This is like our little secret meetings. Things have been going okay for me. Annie's had a pretty nasty cold for about a week and a half now, which, given her recent surgery, not a fun time for her. I fortunately have managed to not catch it. It does mean that we're spending a lot of time away from each other, which is not great. Well, I mean, it's, it's a drag. But she's doing better. I'm hopeful. Weather's getting nicer and warmer. Nice to take walks and stuff. Something we love to do. I think that's our favorite thing to do, is take walks together. I've always loved to walk. Maybe that's why I like the long dark. We got back here pretty easy. Minimum of drama. I'm sure I checked this hut before. What are you guys all just standing around for? Okay, I did check that. You're not those crazy Crystal Lake Timbies. Nobody likes that. I think I'm gonna sleep here. We'll see how well we're set up. Could sleep in the space capsule. It's not that much farther. Let's at least check in. Well, I've done a little redecorating, which is good. Didn't leave myself anything. This is going to be a satellite office once we can bring some computers and stuff here. And I think maybe we just keep going. Just starting to warm up here, finally. It gets surprisingly warm in this office, even in less warmer temperatures outside. It'll get pretty warm up here. So I'm already doing streams in like my shorts and stuff, even though it's only early May. But, you know, it's starting to look like spring out there. Flowers, grass, and stuff. It's great. I'll take a little birch bark. Oh, bravo, bravo. Oh, come on, dude. Obviously, I'm busy. I don't have time for you. Messed up my birch bark acquisition. Look, I'll leave you my card. You can give me a call. But I gotta go, man. I can't stick around and play with you today. But if you want to follow me all the way to PV, I mean, you're welcome to do so. How far back are you? Not too worried about it. You'll probably give up pretty soon. Making sure I'm not carrying anything. We will goat down. I don't have to drop anything. Wow, you came through to here? I wasn't sure if the game would let you come through here. Still with me? Yup. Well, I think that's gonna be it, dude. Sorry to say.
Something's making me feel tired.
What is it, Will? What's making you tired? Oh. Later, dude. All right, now we can sleep to the space capsule and we can get back to the call center today, which would be great. So we can do call center fun stuff. Should be able to get back to it today, meaning in this episode, not today before I sleep in the game. I would have to go past the 30-minute mark, but I may be okay with that. We'll see what kind of weather we wake up to. That'll play a role. Clear visibility, you know, would be great. Whoa, whoa, watch the auto walk in there, Chief. There you go. All right. This is ground control to Major Tom. We've arrived at the space capsule. Papers want to know whose shirts you wear. All right. Yeah. Now I can take a look at our inventory quick. Let's see. So we do have the bedroll. Do we have the hammer? Not here. We don't have any good torches left either. We don't have the hammer with us. That doesn't mean we don't have one. Do I have any notes of any kind? No. Why? Don't be ridiculous. Okay, let's sleep 8. And we will drink again. Sleep another 3. Super great. Okay. This has all been looted. Can we at least clean this up? They changed the controller mapping. I can't easily get into customization mode from controller now. Not great, but acceptable. I don't particularly feel like using a torch if I can get away with it. It's pretty cold though, so we might end up needing to stop and make a fire. Ah! Come on, man. Why you gotta be this way? I don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. I don't even have a torch. Actually. All right. How persistent are you going to be? Maybe we goad our troubles away here. All done? Are you good? Can I make a fire here? I can. I saw it. No mag lens. We'll just use the matches. Sometimes you don't get what you want.
That's done.
Yeah. What about it? What are you gonna do? Huh? Shithead? That didn't do anything. Oh. Just gonna stay over there? I hear some tarmies. Took you long enough to notice me. You still haven't. Alright. Whatever, dude. See you later. Took you long enough like I said. Come here. There you go. Okay. And your walkies. Yeah, I hear you, Tarmies. I'm back to being more worried about a bear. I have a lot of trouble with this bear. This guy gets me a lot. I don't see any footprints. We'll see how it goes. Tempted to sprint a bit. Switch to the river here pretty soon. I always think I hear something. Because of this bear, I rarely go this way. You're hungry? Have a cattail. All your other stuff is off. Probably should have grabbed more cattails. Whoops. Bang the microphone. Apologies there. Check these quick, unless they have the most amazing loot of all time. Not there. I did not remember that there is a stove in that one. That is worth being aware of. Alright, I'm going to switch to the river. River should take us straight to the bingo parlor. Excuse me. To our headquarters. Call center headquarters. Okay, I didn't really get that I would be doing this much of a goat. But okay. Not too bad. There we go. Should be reasonably smooth sailing from here. It's always nice to come back after a long business trip, road trip I used to take. Back when I had a job that worked that way, I used to take trips mostly to Colorado and California, Santa Clara. I worked for a software, hardware vendor company. And so sometimes we go to Colorado for recruiting, and sometimes I would go to Santa Clara or San Jose to, you know, meet with the main people back at headquarters. But that was a long time ago, and I decided that working that many hours wasn't worth the money, and I kind of changed. A lot of big sacrifices came with walking away from that. Everybody has to find their own path and take advantage of what options are there for themselves. Not everybody has options to say, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I was very lucky that I did have that option, so I took it. And I don't miss it. But I do miss the people. People I worked with were great.
Damn.
Customers were great. It was, you know, it was just a case of it just the job took. My life had to be the job. And I didn't want my life to be the job. I had done that, you know, I did that 10 years in the Navy, 20 years in that job. And, you know, I wanted my life to be about us. And now it can be. And you make sacrifices so that you can do that. I'm very, very fortunate it worked out. I'm a lucky guy. I had a bad day at my current job the other day, and I kind of complained about it a bit on Twitch that night. And the next day I realized, you know, you're really lucky that a bad day is noteworthy for you. You should appreciate that, and I do. All right, we're back home. We've got our bags. We've got our little tchotchkes or whatever that we got from our business trip. We're tired but excited to sleep in our own beds again. That's always so great. And we're going to take a look at the call center that I have not seen for a long time, and I'm really worried that some sort of update has changed it and it's not going to look the way it's supposed to. And if that's true, then we'll deal with it.
I'm going to need to eat soon.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah. Well, that's our security guard. Earl. Okay. Well, I don't notice anything different yet. Hey, no, it still looks good. All right. Here's all our workstations. Every workstation has a laptop and a phone. Or a computer and a phone. We have some extra phones we haven't put computers for yet. We have these two sections over here, but we need a lot more desks. And that's what the woodworking tools were for. That's why we got them. I don't see a hammer, so we're going to have to think about that. But we can take inventory and start making some adjustments tomorrow. I am going to grab an hour for a save, and we are back home, and the road trip is over. So tomorrow we can get back to call center properly. And that is going to do it for this one. Thank you very, very much for watching and supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. If you could do the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, those do all really help me. And I'll be back tomorrow with more adventures in the long dark. Until then, stay safe, take care of each other, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.